everyone, Tambarambaa, also known as Tammy Porter, here sharing another bright, colourful art journal page using all Art by Marlene products. And this one is part of my little mini journal with all my little animals in it and cute little sayings. So I'll take you through what I used. I've used the little mini creative journal. I have used sticky glue. I have used a sponge and some brushes. I've also used that Collage paper pad and the sticky quotes book, and then a whole heap of paint colours, my go-tos, so Happy, Mermaid, Ballet, Azure, Smurf, Kissy, Ho-Ho, black, and some of the gold plated. And then I think I just used the black and white in the markers, and then a couple of stencils from the Advent calendar last year. But I use them all, I list them all in the comments so you can go and have a look at those. So I just start by opening up a page, and this is often the way I start with these pages. It's the cutest little, I think it's 3x3. Anyway, it's a cute little book and perfect for these little party animal critters. And so for this one, I grabbed just a bit of paper that I had left over from the Collage paper pad, and as I was saying, I use this technique all the time where I just tear a piece off and adhere it and use that as my jumping off point and my guide to adding colour. So Marlene's already started the process for me. She's awesome at putting colours together. I love her style, so it just works for me. So I particularly liked that corner that I tore off. It had sort of stripes and some like letters, black graphic letters. And so I grabbed stencils that went with that from the Advent calendar. So one was a lined stencil and one was the alpha stencil. So I've popped them on the side ready to use, and I decide I haven't used that little guinea pig, little hamster or guinea pig yet. So she was the one I was playing with today. So I did trim down the torn off piece of Collage paper pad, because I find that when I glue over this, the centre, the seam, do I call that, or the hinge, it can get a little bit warped. So I just tore these so that they were just sitting on either corner, and I know we'll kind of try and follow that pattern as I come in. And I'll trim off those little bits of paper that's hanging over the edge. I've just purely stuck them down with the sticky glue. So I started with, I picked out colours that were in there, the yellow, the pink and the mermaid, and I just pretty much whacked them down across my page. I didn't think too much about it. I knew I would come in after and try and match it up to the paper. So I popped those down, and then once they were dry, I glued down the corners of the paper. And then I'm using, as you can see, there's like a blue stripe in there. So I add some Smurf paint over the top of what I've got there. And then I pull some of that off by using a damp baby wipe and pull it through the stencil, and it leaves behind that pattern. So I'm just kind of trying to emulate a little bit those stripes that are coming down the page. I'm not too worried about it. I love the little look that stencil gives. It's one of my faves from last year's Advent. It's nearly going to be time for this year's Advent. Very excited. It's official that I haven't received mine yet, so hopefully by the time this one airs I have received it, but I have no idea what's in it at this stage. So then I came along with just some mark making with leftover paint. It just adds extra layers. And here I've added a little touch of red, which I've been doing a little bit lately, and it's just a pop, so you can hardly see it. Red's not one of my favourite colours, and it does just seem to lift these colours up a little bit, so I'm enjoying doing that. Now, one thing I didn't talk about while I was doing it is when I was pulling up that stencil through the lines, the paint, it was kind of giving that shadowy look, like I had made a bit of a mess and it was leaving it onto my page. And I really liked the way that looked. I really don't think I'm explaining that very properly. But I liked the way it looked. So I actually added some water to some Azure paint and then painted it onto my stencil and then used it like a stamp onto the background as well, just because I thought it looked really cool. Okay, so now it's time to add a little guinea pig, and I decide to put her on some little black arches. I've sort of created a bit of a background. I did come in and add a few little letters and turned the stencil to different ways using the little artist sponge. So I wring that out in water first and then dry it off a tiny bit, and that it changes the consistency of the sponge so it becomes really pliable and soft. And then I just, like I'm doing here, I'm adding a few more again, but I just turn the stencil and add a few random bits. And then I just use the black paint to do those arches, scallopy kind of things. I'm not thinking too much about it. I wanted to have 3 because I love working in 3s, and it's sort of the way I've laid them out, it makes your eyes go across the page. So I'm happy with that so far, and I decide I need to bring some white back in. So I've added my black, I've got my bright colours, then I always say to add some black and some white as some contrast. So I had plenty of black, but I didn't have a lot of white. So using just the Marlene markers, which are amazing, you never have to get them going. They're always ready to go. They don't dry up. I'm just absolutely loving them. So I came in with the white one and just did some little dots. So I did different sizes. I did a few sort of medium-sized little circles and a few little dots around it. And I just kind of trailed them across the page. And then I also outlined the arches with the white as well. And now I've chosen a little quote, and I use the white background, so black writing on the white. And from the Sticky Quotes book, I chose the quote that says, "I am not chubby, I just come with airbags because I am precious." And because she's wearing a crown, I thought, yep, she's definitely precious. And not only has she got wings, but she's got airbags at the front because she's quite well endowed. And I thought that was a cute little saying for this one. So that's the one I went with. And so now I'm just scribbling around what I have put down. I've already put the white from the marker, but I'm using a finer white gel pen just to go around the edges as well, because I just want it to look a bit scribbly. And then I do the same thing with black, just around those edges, and I really just a fine black pen. And I think this is the bit that kind of started to pull it together, and I was like, now I'm really liking it. And then I went around my little quote with the black pen, and also around the little white circles as well, and that just helped them to pop up off the page so they look like they're sitting forward off of the page. And then it's just a matter of adhering that cute little, I'm going to call her a guinea pig, down. And I decide, because her little crown says sink or swim, and I just wanted to cover that up because I thought, no, it doesn't really suit the page because she's all about flying. So I just used the markers to go over the top of that, and a little tiny bit of gold paint as well. And then I popped little hearts on her crown. So you can't probably see that on camera, but it's got some lovely gold shimmer on it, and it looks pretty cute. So I think that's about it. I think I'm almost finished. Oh, I decided to just add a few more little dots because I want them actually to join in a line sort of behind her. So I just added a couple more. And don't forget to outline. But super easy way to add some white contrast back into your background is to use the marker pens. So I'll leave you with lots of close-ups. I actually can't wait to finish this little journal with all the little cute animals and do a flip through. So I will work on that. But in the meantime, thanks so much for being part of my creative space. I love hearing from you all. You're such a positive bunch. And whenever my videos go live, I always have the best day because I love reading all your comments, and it's quite infectious. So thank you to all of you out there. Okay, I'll be back again soon. Bye.